In a part of the multiverse where Jayson Tatum had to be traded for a collection of players who weren't as good as him, who are the best options? There are loads of stars around the NBA, and Tatum being traded would be a massive ripple in the league. Today, we're going over 3 potential routes the Celtics could go. This is not a trade rumor, so all we can do is sit back and ask, what would happen? Let's head a little north from Boston to get a peek into this universe, where Tatum is traded for OG Anunoby, Donte DiVincenzo, and Quentin Grimes. I think that's a good trade. And the whole point of this is like, I'm not going to trade Luka for Tatum. That's not how it's going to go. All of the players I was thinking in my brain that I could list for this had to be like a lower 2K overall. Does that make sense? So OG Anunoby, even though he was just traded, I thought that was funny. Donte DiVincenzo, Quentin Grimes. I think that's a pretty solid thing. I would have thrown him quickly in there, but I think, he got traded just barely. So, that leaves the Celtics starter lineup to be Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, OG Anunoby, Porzingis, and Horford, with the bench like Derek White, Quentin Grimes, and DiVincenzo. Dude, I think that gives the Celtics more depth. Let JB go nuts. The defense and the depth just goes crazy on that, right? With a lot of guards, you get the lineup flexibility instead of like JB like playing the 3 or the 4, right? He can just play the 2 and just lock that in, right? OG's big. Then they got KP and Horford, who are like 7 feet, right? Even though Horford's I think he's like 6'10" actually, but. Or even you could even have Jaylen Brown be, kind of do what the Clippers do, where they have Kawhi at the 4, or like PG at the 4 and the 5, and so you just have like Jaylen Brown at the 4 and then OG at the 5. I think that's a pretty solid scenario for if you have to get rid of Jayson Tatum, I think that's what you should do, right? One of the options. I've got multiple options, right? Does this make the team better? Like, not necessarily a threat, but still better than teams and like the Cavs, the Nets, right? This is still a solid team that could. I think this team is still top 3 in the East. I think that's a really solid team, even though Tatum is really, really good. I really like Tatum. But since Tatum has to be traded, this is one of the best options that I thought. Now let's head west to Utah, looking at trading for Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, and Colin Sexton. So that starting lineup potentially could look like Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, Lauri Markkanen, Porzingis, and Horford, with the bench Derek White, Colin Sexton, and John Collins. More depth with that. Probably more star power with Lauri Markkanen than you get, Sexton and White off the bench. That defense is going to be cracked, right? I think that's a pretty solid option. I really want to see this actually because, not that Tatum would actually get traded. I'm excited to actually see where Lauri goes because at the time of this recording, Lauri Markkanen has not been traded. So, but I think the backcourt, look at that. You've got Drew Holiday, Derek White, Colin Sexton, Jaylen Brown. All those guys are solid defenders. Imagine if they still had freaking Marcus Smart. That would be crazy, right? But John Collins is good. You could even put John Collins. You could start him, have Horford come off the bench because Horford has a lot of mileage on his career, right? Lauri Markkanen could even play the 5. He's literally like certified 7 feet. So you could do some weird lineup where it's like Holiday, Brown, White, Collins, and Markkanen, something like that, like stretch. And Markkanen and KP are both good shooters. So that's another option where I'm like, that's a good package for Jayson Tatum. I'm not going to talk about what the other teams are going to get. I don't care what the Knicks get with Jayson Tatum or what the Jazz look like with Jayson Tatum. Probably still don't even make the playoffs in the West. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. But yeah, that's really interesting. Let's head even more west to Sacramento, where the trades get spicier. So this one is Sabonis, Kevin Huerter, and Davion Mitchell for Jayson Tatum. I just want to spice it up a little bit because, get another all-star player. Lauri's an all-star caliber player. He was an all-star. Sabonis, same deal. But this lineup is like Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Sabonis the 4, KP at the 5. Off the bench, Huerter, a shooter, Mitchell clamps, and then Horford gets to relax and chill out on the bench a little bit. This would be nuts. I don't know if that team gets better, and people can say what they're going to say about like, oh, Tatum's a better offensive player than Jaylen Brown or this or that or whatever, right? They're both good. I think Tatum's obviously better, but Jaylen Brown is really, really good. So this is a fun, just overall scenario about seeing what Jaylen Brown could do in this lineup. And this lineup looks really, really nice. Like Drew Holiday, Derek White. Maybe you start Kevin Huerter, I don't know, and have D. White come off the bench because, he's a very solid bench player and very good role player. He's one of those, any good 6-man should, in reality, like finish the game. Even though they don't start the game, they end the game, right? And so this would be like their death lineup is like Drew Holiday, Derek White, Brown, Sabonis, and KP. I think Sabonis brings a lot more depth with that. They have a solid 4 Not necessarily the defense, but when you got Porzingis behind you at the rim, side by side on both blocks, that's crazy. Very good facilitator, very great rebounder. This team's going to be insane at rebounding. Scoring's there too. You can have him go get a bucket whenever you need. And I think the Kings actually would do that trade. I 100% get Jayson Tatum. And then I know that'd be kind of interesting to have Fox and Tatum over there. But I mean, this is solid. I mean, when it comes down to all of these, I did all kind of 3 guys for Tatum because I want to start a lineup, and then the Celtics bench doesn't look super deep, right? To me, if you're a Celtics fan, inform me. Let me know who's good. I know there's like Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard, right? But I know that Derek White's like the only like solid bench player y'all got, right? And so, I mean, I looked at things that I'd give them depth, because if you're not going to have a superstar loaded team, you got to have a team with depth. That's like how it goes, right? And you could have both. That comes very few and far between. I mean, you look at the Warriors, they had a lot of superstars with KD and them, and then the Nuggets are pretty deep when they won. The Bucks were really deep when they won, right? And so it's just kind of like that. Like the Lakers are good. So it's either like hard on the superstars. Like the Celtics kind of go this season. They got Tatum, Brown, KP, Drew Holiday is good. I mean, Derek White. People saying he's going to be an all-star. So, I mean, I wanted to not just go superstar for superstar because it's kind of fun, but I wanted to see in reality, like, what would these look like? And I want you guys to let me know which one is your favorite, the Knicks one, the Jazz one, or the Kings one, which one it actually worked the best. Give me another one, another 3-man trade just for Tatum straight up that you think would work better for, and that's realistic for the Celtics, right? And for both teams. I thought this would be kind of fun. I want to do this a lot more players, just kind of like enter like the multiverse and the whatever crap that is. But yeah, I thought this was pretty interesting. So anyways, that's all I got for y'all today. Let me know what you guys think is the best lineup that I had. If I should do like 5 next time, what players should do next? I'm thinking about like Luka, Embiid, all the big names. Let me know what player you want to see be put in this scenario and what I come up with. And I want to see what y'all come up with as well. So yeah, we got a big week. The last week of January, I'm going to be posting a video about every day about a prospect for the 2024 draft class this summer. So stay tuned for that. I remember, if you don't remember, last month we had kind of the same thing. We're a quarter season review week where I had a video posted every single day, kind of talking about a bunch of stuff. I want to do that every month, and this month is going to be the prospects since it's 2024, bro. We got a new year. New year, new me. Same me, though. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Let me know what y'all guys thought about the lineups and what lineup you thought would be good. And let me know what play you want next. So that's all I got for today. We out.